Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Tim with another Tillman's Take. Now, how fast is too fast when it comes to a person that's approaching an officer with a knife in their hand? I just watched this crazy video that I'm about to share with you guys where you actually see how quick somebody can roll up on you with a knife. You know, sometimes we always say, oh, stop, tase them, do something that's less than lethal. But sometimes you just can't do that. So let's take a look at this video and let's jump right into it. Let's go.
Ryan Tillman, real talk, it's the truth.
All right, guys, so like I mentioned, there's been so many different studies that have been done that show how fast a person can cover ground when approaching or charging at an officer with a knife in their hand before an officer can actually get their gun out of their holster and respond to it. I just saw a crazy video that I'm getting ready to show y'all right now where this officer obviously rolls up on scene, and when he gets there, a guy approaches him with a knife in his hand. Now, when I say approach, it kind of doesn't do the video service by what really happened. So let's go ahead and watch this video, and then we'll talk about it when we come back. Let's take a look. So I don't know if it happened that quick. I don't know if you guys realize how fast it was, but that guy was up on top of that officer in no time. The officer really didn't even have time to respond the way he would have liked to initially, just because it was happening so quickly. That's very dangerous because they both went down to the ground. So let's just imagine they're both on the ground. Now this guy is on top of the officer. He's able to straddle him with a knife in his hand. Now he has a potential to really kill this officer if he honestly wanted to. Now, luckily, the officer was able to pop back up on his feet and stop the threat. And somebody argue, well, he didn't need to shoot him while he was down. But, you know, if this guy has already shown a propensity to charge at you with a knife, then who's to say he's not going to get up and try to recharge you with that knife? Now, I don't even know where this happened. I don't know if this is in the United States or in another country, but I definitely thought it was good to look at it from not only a training aspect, but to just show you as civilians how quickly stuff happens. You know, people say, oh, well, why did the officer have to shoot him? All he had was a knife in his hand. Well, yeah, even though it seems like it's just a knife, knives are very, very dangerous weapons. I mean, we've seen videos time and time again where officers get stabbed. You know, I've seen officers get hit with machetes, all sorts of different things. And so just because it just seems like a knife doesn't mean that it's any less lethal than a gun would be. So I'm going to show you guys that video one more time because I thought this was very, very interesting and crazy how fast this guy was able to gain ground on this officer. Let's watch again. I want to pause the video right there. So look, the officer, as they're doing this, as this officer is running away from this guy, the officer's momentum at this moment in time is going backwards. So that's kind of part of the reason why they end up falling, because you lose your momentum. So it's not only is it hard to run in general where you got somebody chasing you, but it's that much difficult to run backwards. So if you're an officer watching this, just keep that in mind anytime you're running from somebody, especially if they have a weapon in their hand. Remember, the best way to run is to run forward as opposed to backwards. I used to play defensive back in college as a football player, and all I did was run backwards. But it's no easy thing, especially if you're not training to run backwards or backpedaling. Obviously, you can run a lot faster running forward, and so you want to kind of stay away from having to get in a backpedal. But again, I think this was just adrenaline going, momentum going, and the officer just trying to survive at this moment in time. But it's just crazy when you look at it like this. This officer's momentum is going backwards. Therefore, that's why you see him hit the ground. Let's continue to watch it. So now they're in the ground. Now this officer does a phenomenal job of getting back up and stopping that threat. I mean, obviously he ends up shooting because he doesn't want this guy to get back up on his feet and recharge him. So I'm going to guess, again, I don't know the details about this situation. It's very, very sad in the sense that the people that are running, you see a lady running up, she's on the phone, there's another guy behind him. This could have very likely been a mental health situation. I don't know. I'm only guessing that just because it seems like she's very frantic. It seems like obviously when the officers use force against them, this is going to make her frantic. So it could have been a mental health. It could have been a regular call for service domestic. And, you know, the guy starts charging the officers, and the officers got to do what they got to do. But just think about the traumatic stress. I mean, you can see it all over her face. The other guy's running up, and the officer, she's trying to stop him from going again. And so a lot of people might say, you know, why did the officers have to shoot him? Why did he have to use deadly force? Guys, mental health is a very, very terrible thing. But I've done so many different scenarios when you're in that situation and somebody's coming at you with a knife. Although it could be mentally health or mentally ill, they could be mentally ill. Although they may be on drugs, it doesn't remove the fact of they're still a deadly threat to you. And so the officers had to respond with deadly force in order to stop that threat. So I hope you guys learned something from this video. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the comment button, or go in the comment section, leave me a comment. Tell me what you guys think. Should officers be utilizing deadly force with people with knives? Should they be using less than lethal options, or should we be trying to use both? I want to hear what you got to say. Do me a favor, leave a like, hit the subscribe button. And with that, I'll see you on the next one. Take care and God bless.
Ryan Tillman, real talk. It's the truth.